O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is a podcast from Minute Media.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Another episode of Hashtag Sings Twitter podcast coming at you. Got Ryan on the pod, myself on the pod, and it's kind of crazy to think about, bro. Training camp starting in a couple of days.
What?
It's around the corner, and which is, I'm not gonna lie, man. This having this little gap of like not. It's not great for downloads and listens, but having this little gap of just not having to think anything football related has been refreshing. But training camp's about to start picking up. We're gonna start getting news out of training camp. And the juices at some point will start flowing. The only thing I will say to listeners before training camp picks up is, of course, everyone wants to hear good training camp reports on players, not negative, blah, blah. I have learned, and I've been through enough training camps as a fan to just realize that it matters, but it doesn't matter. And all that really matters is that no one gets like seriously injured in training camp. That's it.
Major thing. And there will be injuries, though.
There will. Like training camp, preseason, all of it matters, especially for younger players and players on the fringes. Like they need reps. They need to, the system. There's completely different players on the team, defensively, offensively, that are going to need their reps. But like, if none of your big time players get hurt in training camp and preseason, it honestly is a win. It really is.
That's it.
Because I know I'm going to see the tweets on Twitter when someone's getting roasted and fucking up in training camp. It's going to be the same thing in preseason, man. Just get to week 1 against Atlanta. That's it. That's all that matters. That's it, man.
That's it.
But with football starting to pick up, something that we wanted to do for our listeners is, so there's already a hashtag Saints Twitter Dynasty Football League. That was all set up by people who are in the Discord. So we're doing a dynasty league, which is completely different than regular fantasy football. But we wanted to do also regular fantasy football league for our Patreons who contribute monthly to the podcast to show appreciation. Me and Ryan are in the league. That league filled up. I put the tweet out on Twitter and I put it in our Discord. It filled up in about less than 5 minutes, bro. Like it was done. 12 people done. And then there was such a like a want for people who didn't get in the first league that we decided. So there's going to be 3 hashtag Saints Twitter fantasy football leagues. I'm going to be in all 3. I'm going to be in the Dynasty League. And then both me and Ryan are going to be in the regular fantasy football leagues. There are 12 teams. So the first league is filled up. The second league is not filled up. Me and Ryan are going to be in it. Anyone who reached out, I believe I sent it out. Anyone who reached out yesterday that didn't get in the first league, and I know that you're a Patreon, I've already written your name down. So I believe off the top of my head, give or take, there's only 5 spots total open for the second league already. And I haven't even put anything out on Twitter yet about it. I just made notes of people who wanted to be in the league in the first league. They didn't get in. I knew off the top of my head that they are Patreon, so I didn't have to look it up. Those people are already in. So by tomorrow, I'm sure those spaces are going to get full. If you're listening to this, and you're like, oh, I want to be in the league. I want to play against Ryan and Adam, but I'm not a Patreon yet. Become a Patreon and shoot a DM, shoot a something. But there's a chance that by the time you do that, might already be full. It's gonna be fun and something that we're gonna try to do for both drafts for the 2 fantasy football leagues is we're gonna try to do a live stream of the drafts, just get that live reaction as we're drafting players, and someone drafts a player right before you wanted to draft someone, and you're just like, fuck. Like we want to get that and put it on our YouTube channel and put it out there for people to watch. And so if you're in the league, hopefully you can make the live stream, the draft. It's going to be on YouTube. You're going to get the link. It's going to be much like our draft YouTube show was. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So if you're interested, if you're not a Patreon, become a Patreon. Reach out to us. If you're already a Patreon, shoot a DM to us on Twitter. You could just shoot a regular mention to us on Twitter to our @. But I'm just letting people know spaces are already super limited. So if you don't get in by the time you listen to this, I apologize.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be lit. Y'all need to jump in there.
And people who people don't understand, like getting Ryan to doing one fantasy football league is it's difficult enough. I've gotten this man to commit to 2 fantasy football leagues. Will he actively be doing things throughout the season by like week 5 or 6?
Probably not. I was the most invested I've ever been last season, though.
Were you? Okay. Yeah. You were kind of dialed in last season. I'll give you that. But I've been in leagues with Ryan before, so
I wasn't even there for the draft.
But we are doing it differently this time. So this episode is going to be a combination of 2 things. We're going to talk about the report that came out regarding teams that may be interested in Sean Payton and talk about that. We're going to also do another little mailbag Q&A from the listeners. Again, folks, it's dead. Typically, we've been able to get other people on that may not be football related. This summer, it's just been a little more difficult. People's schedules are busy or what have you. So
pandemic over.
I'm saying, man.
So they say. Anyway.
Oh, people working, bro. So we're gonna talk about Sean Payton. We're gonna do another listener take questions, answers, and then we're gonna do a little hopscotching, just go around the league as the season is getting closer, training camp's closer. I thought it would be a good idea for us to just do a quick little talk about each team and all 32 teams. We're going to do quick talk about them, 3 to 5 minutes to kind of get the football juices going again, bro. My brain's been a little like, what did this team do? Who's on this team? Who they draft? After the draft, bro, like I just stop caring, bro. Just stop caring.
Turn it off.
So shit's gonna be coming up soon. So I figure might as well let's get those going. So let's start with before we get into Sean Payton. I wanted to start with this because I saw your tweet about it as I was leaving Chili's tonight. The old good reliable Chili's. Only got a drink though. Didn't get any food. Only got a drink. But and this is we want to talk about inflation, bro. You know how long drinks at Chili's have been $5? The monthly drink been $5, bro. Not even $5 no more, bro. $6.
What?
In the days, bro. In the days, Ryan.
In the days, man. In the days, man.
$6 monthly drink at Chili's. You know, shit's ending. But I saw your tweet. I saw your reaction to Florio reporting that Apple TV is largely in the driver's seat, potentially, to acquire the rights to NFL Sunday Ticket. For potentially, this is all potential. Reportedly, maybe a cool $3 billion fucking dollars. Your reaction was just the rolling eyes emoji. Yep. Why you rolling your eyes, bro? What's going on?
All these good streaming apps, y'all gonna choose Apple TV, bro. Like, and the thing is, I hear Apple TV has some like good shows on it. And,
it does.
But it's just it's like It's another streaming.
It's like the redheaded stepchild of streaming.
It's like Turk or the Hot Boys, bro. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like do I really need to pay another bill? Do I need another one,
Well, I think you have a little, it's a little different for you because you get most Saints games in Alabama?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. So so it doesn't really, but especially obviously something that both you and I have realized just even doing this podcast is a cool thing about going through podcast numbers and whatever is it gives you a map area of where people listen to your podcast, and it blows your mind. And so there are Saints fans every fucking where, everywhere. This is coming from a person who originally lived in Texas and then moved to California. So getting access to Saints games has not always been something that's easy. And then the game changer happened maybe 6 or 7 years ago, is that Sunday Ticket with DirecTV started offering a streaming version of the program or the service it was only supposed to be for college students, because if you're in a dorm, you can't have a satellite, right? So that was their solution if someone was in college wanted to get Sunday Ticket. And I believe at the time I was still in school, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. But you had to have you even had to have a college email address. It's kind of like back the old fucking Facebook days.
Yeah.
Then they went away from the whole college thing, and then it just became a streaming thing. I've had Sunday Ticket through DirecTV, the streaming app before. It's evolved a lot. First, it was just something that you pretty much had to have on your computer. Then you could put it on your gaming system, or it could be on your TV. It's completely. But Sunday Ticket allows people to all across the country, all over the world, watch Saints games or their favorite NFL team, whatever. I love that about it. But I think what I'm most interested about, if Apple does acquire it, is DirecTV, or the Sunday Ticket through DirecTV was about $300, give or take, for the whole season. And you could do it on payment plans, $150 each month, and then you're paid off or whatever. But I wonder, Apple big business, bro.
Yeah.
And Apple's always about getting money.
Volume. They're always about volume. They want numbers.
They want numbers and they want money. I'm going to be very interested to see what they price, if they do acquire, what they price Sunday Ticket streaming service to be. Are they going to keep it 300? Are they going to bump it up? Are they going to bump it up? I can't see it going lower.
You don't think so? I think it's going to go lower, man. I think
so?
I think they are going to reach for the numbers. They want the volume of people. They want to maximize the most people. So I think it's going to be affordable. You won't see no trials, no nothing to that. Nothing like that. It's just going to be straight up. It's going to be a simple $100 for a season or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That just makes people shit, I may as well get it. You know what I'm saying?
100 for a season?
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, man.
I would be floored if they floored. I would be floored.
Apple, say what you want about Apple, but they are smart, man.
They are. Absolutely.
They're gonna reach into markets that DirecTV wasn't willing to. So it's gonna be interesting. But another note on it is, that $3 billion, man. Saints, that helps us out, bro. As far as the cap.
Talk about it.
Saints need that, man. We need it.
Talk about it, bro.
$1, man. That just make that cap go up, baby. So we need, anytime these deals happen, man, that's just good. Yes, it's good for the owners, but it's also good for the team, because that cap number starts going up and up and up. So, and we know the Saints need all the cap they can get, man, because they maximize.
All of them, every single one.
Especially after that pandemic year, man. That threw a monkey wrench in the whole Loomis plan, bro.
It brought it to a screeching halt. That's why Trey Hendrickson isn't on the team right now.
Exactly. And you look at a team as now, got a lot of players that they gotta be thinking about. Kyle Harley, he's like, man, I'm gonna have to pull out the Power BI, Excel, everything, man. He's got to figure this shit out.
This nigga got a abacus on the fucking guy, bro.
He out there like, Tony Stark got just moving the shit into the holograms and shit, So his own.
Yeah. And I'll ask you this because it was posed to me. I'll ask you this. Out of these two players, who you paying? CeeDee, Eric McCoy, Deontay Hardy, Marcus Davenport. Who getting paid? You can only pay two. What two you paying?
CeeDee number one. And who else you say? Eric McCoy and who?
Eric McCoy, Davenport, Deontay Hardy.
I guess I go Eric McCoy. He's more dependable.
I went the same exact two players, and I didn't even hesitate which two I picked.
Yeah, like, it's just dependability,
Yeah, it wasn't even.
Davenport's so fascinating, bro.
He is, man.
Because like if you could get him right now today for like Clowney number, like what, 10 million or whatever, I'd buy that. Like 10 million a year.
Oh,
I'd buy
easy.
that. Easy. But he's still talking about 14, 15. Can't do it. Like, you just got to play it out, bro. But the problem is, if he plays out the season, then of course he plays all 17 games, and a playoff game has like a standout playoff game.
Let's just say he has a similar year that Trey Hendrickson did in his contract year.
Right.
He
getting paid. He getting paid more than Trey Hendrickson just off the fact that he was a first round pick, and he has that athletic upside where, Trey Hendrickson kind of gets that white racism knock, where it's like he's just a try hard player, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you see big 6'7", Marcus Davenport walking the building. He gonna get 20, bro. He gonna get 20 a year. So if he makes it to if he gets through the season and he has a great season, he gonna walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, he out of here. It is one of those, Teron Armstead like type situation where, it's not about the talent. It's just like, man, he hadn't been available for us, and you just got to move on.
Here's the thing that, and again, I'm not trying to write him off as a player or anything like this, right? Because I feel like I'm not trying to go overboard with the Peyton Turner slander. At this point, it's warranted, but I'm trying not to go overboard with it.
He's a key point in this.
He is, though, because if he, and we don't know yet, because maybe he will become Marcus Davenport 2.0, But if he was like Marcus Davenport 2.0, like right now, that's like, all right, go get your money, Like, we already got the guy in-house to replace you, and we got him for the next 4 years. But because his rookie season was very much lackluster, and he's healthy now, which is great, but like, I don't know what to expect from him as a player coming into the season.
Or it could be flipped the other way. If Peyton Turner is not the guy, then you kind of need Davenport. Like, if he's showing, it's like, man, and Cam Jordan, he's what, 32, 33?
At that point, you can't let him walk.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, man, like, even if it's just 12 games, it's like, man, we going to have to overpay you because, if, say, Cam Jordan retires next year and Davenport walks and Peyton Turner is not the guy.
You got Peyton Turner, Tano, and Big Creep.
It's like, you are back in 2014. Not even that. Like, you been back in Charles Grant. Not even Charles Grant, because Charles Grant was
don't get Charles Grant like that.
I can't even hate on Charles Grant. It's like, man, like you are in the dark ages. You know what I'm saying? So
and I don't want to revisit things, bro. Don't want to do it. And we're gonna see how it's gonna play out this season, bro. But one of the more shocking things to me, and again, you have talked about this in football. I mean, it happens in all sports, but I really appreciate you putting a spotlight on it. But Jermaine Johnson fell to the 20th pick, bro.
man,
And as someone who watched a lot of Jermaine Johnson from Florida State, right? I didn't see like people saying he was going top 5, and I watched it, was like, he's going top 5?
right.
But in terms of like talent and a player, if you're just like stacking the board, like in terms of prospects, Jermaine Johnson and Peyton Turner as a player, bro, Jermaine Johnson was a way better prospect than Peyton Turner. Like,
I don't think anybody can deny that. Like
it's
that was clear cut.
But like, I think part of why they didn't, because I think one, they felt that they need to upgrade left tackle position, which again, that's something that, like, personnel wise, I disagree with, because for me, I was like, man, just roll with Hurst, bro. But whatever, I understand the decision. But I think part of that too was like, we just drafted an edge rusher last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that goes back to something fallacy, bro. It's like,
yeah.
Can we really invest another first round pick in back-to-back years? And like it's how team. And I'm again, neither one of them have played a single snap. But Jermaine and we did the whole. Remember when we did the little mock draft?
Sure did.
Bro, and he like fell or something like that. And we was like, what?
Give me.
So we talked about how, like, it's weird though, but I'm gonna say it. It may sound a little hyperbole. Kind of Peyton Turner's kind of the key, bro.
Yeah, man, he is. And look, after our podcast where we really questioned if he was the guy, he came out and tweeted that, look, I'm healthy, I'm clear and ready to go. So it's his time to shine, man. Like, this is not a Peyton Turner hate podcast. Like, we want to see the dude succeed, man. Like, I want to see him ball out.
I want to be as wrong on him as I was on Pete Warner, bro.
Please.
Like, could you imagine? I love being wrong on Pete Warner, bro. And I said it. It was the last episode that we had the mailbag of like a player that, like, I really think he's gonna take like a step and be like a great fucking linebacker, like a young great linebacker. And if you would have asked me this last April, both like you said he wasn't gonna make the team.
I said he wasn't gonna make the 53, bro. I was done. So don't listen to Wolf on LB scouting. Don't listen to Wolf.
Man, it's funny you said that. I saw fucking the Cowboys sign Malik Jefferson, and I posted a I still believe Mariah Carey gift, bro. Like,
you was hot on Malik, boy.
Love me some Malik Jefferson, bro. Nope, got that wrong. Yeah, don't. Maybe we just all out on linebackers, bro. We just gotta take our.
It's a tough position.
It is, man. It is. One linebacker that we both couldn't stand was Jamin Davis, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And Greg Cosell, who has a great football mind. Like, you love Jamin Davis. Had an awful rookie season for
all the football heads loved him, man. Like all like the tape nerds. He was reminding me of who's that dude that went to the Ravens? Arthur
Brown.
Arthur Brown. He reminded me of him. It was just like,
oh my God,
Arthur Brown. He just knows how to play linebacker. If you don't know tape, you don't understand how good he is. I was just like, man, this dude ain't good.
And he wasn't. He wasn't, bro. Okay. So let's transition to a report came out, and I've been so busy with work, man. I'm ready to go on vacation, so I'm trying to knock all the work out I need to knock out for me and the fam hit up Hawaii at the end of the month. So like I think Florio reported it, but like I don't know if he was like first person to report it, whatever. But report comes out that the three teams kind of most linked to Sean Payton are the Miami Dolphins, the Dallas Cowboys, LA Chargers. Okay. So first, then I see a question on Twitter. It was from the Boot Crew media. And I don't remember what it was, bro. But it was like if Sean Payton went to the Cowboys, like, how'd you feel? Like, honestly, to me, like, I don't can you just give me the fucking picks? Like,
I don't care. I don't care. I really
and negotiations start at 2 first-round picks.
Start.
If you're not offering 2 first-round picks, if you Mickey, don't even pick up the phone. Oh, what? 1, bye, click. So, from those 3 teams, let's have a little lively discussion about it. Is who would you want him to be traded to the most out of those 3 teams? I know what my answer is, but I want to see what your answer is.
Between the Chargers, the Cowboys, and the Rams?
Dolphins,
okay. Probably the Dolphins.
it's a no-brainer, man. It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer, man, because it's out of the division, and I just feel like, you get what I'm not gonna say get what it deserves, but like just go be go be stale with the Dolphins. We've seen it before. You know what I'm saying? Like, go do your thing over there, bro.
And also, like as a Saints fan, I think all Saints fans should really want for Sean Payton to go to the Dolphins, because one thing that the Dolphins don't have that the other 2 teams have are star quarterbacks.
Yep.
And so if you're thinking about it, even if, and this would be an interesting thing to me. And I think I know what I would do, but I think it's something that you would have to think about, right? So let's say the Chargers offered you 3 first-round picks. Just called you up real quick. Is it Dean Spanos? I don't even know who fucking owns the Chargers anymore, bro. I don't know. But owner Chargers call up Gail, call up Mickey, say 3 first-round picks. But then let's say you have the Dolphins call you up and they say, we'll give you 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got to think about it, right? Because the picks are important, but you also got to think which one of these 3 fucking teams may be a complete dumpster fire that will turn into high draft picks. And out of all those 3, the easiest team to pick is the Dolphins. Because let's, again, fast forward to next offseason. By next offseason, I think management in Miami is going to realize, even though they flooded him with weapons, that guy, just not that guy. So then you traded for Sean Payton, which that would be tricky too, because if you don't have a quarterback, like the best way to get a quarterback is in the draft. So whatever. But let's say they traded for Sean Payton, whatever they traded to get him. And there's a chance that Sean has to pick his quarterback, whether it's a rookie or maybe there's a vet out there he can get, but let's assume it's maybe a rookie or like a mid-level vet. Like, even so, there's like Miami may not be like a Drew Brees fucking situation, because that's like a one in a lifetime type of thing. And if you don't hit the quarterback, like cool, you got child abuser, you got Gesicki, you got weapons, you got a good defense, you got a good secondary, but if you don't got a quarterback, man, like I'm just saying, like with the Dolphins picks, like you may get lucky and one of those first round picks may be like a top 5, top 10 pick.
Exactly.
But if he goes to Chargers, bro, put Sean Payton, Justin Herbert.
I'm saying, like, you go to the Chargers.
Oh, shit.
Like, it's gonna be a late, it's gonna be a late first.
You picking at least
22,
25,
24?
Something. Because
now the Rams, I can't believe the Rams. Like, you think they were trying to get rid of Sean McVay?
The Rams were on the list?
Didn't you just say Rams?
No, Cowboys. I said Cowboys, but you heard Rams for some reason.
I'm tripping. I'm about to say, like, well, like, yeah, send him to the Rams, and I'll take Sean McVay. Like, get the air out of here. Like, bring Sean McVay.
You ain't even got the chair warmed up yet, bro.
Yeah, that's an easy decision. Would trade him for Sean McVay.
But I get it, right? But it also wouldn't shock me, because you talk about the Cowboys for a little bit, right? We all know Sean is Jerry Jones's white whale, right? We all know this. Cowboys offensively, they got Dak, they got rid of Amari Cooper. They got CeeDee Lamb, budding star. Zeke ain't been the guy in 2 seasons. And they have, because of how his contract is, the contract extension that he got, they pretty much have to cut him this upcoming next offseason. They have to. Unless he just goes off.
Yeah, he
pretty much have to cut him. So Sean, we walk into an offense, you got your quarterback, and that's half the battle. You got a good wide receiver. The offensive line is still in the process of getting rebuilt. On defense, you got DeMarcus Lawrence, you got Booty Bandit, but like the secondary is not that good. Like, and I think something that we're kind of forgetting if we're just talking about this as fans is like whoever Sean has to go to one of these 3 teams. Like whoever this team is that Sean gets traded to, he has to want to go to coach that team.
Yeah, he does. He could nix any trade and be like, no, not going.
Nope, still going to do this Fox thing. Cool, making however much money I'm making. What are your feelings just as? And for me, I'm like, and we both are in lockstep with this. So just give me the fucking picks. Like, cool. Just give me the picks. But what are your? Do you have any feelings about like the whole situation in general, other than that?
I mean, of the 3, the hottest coaching seat feels like Mike McCarthy. His seat just feels hot. Like, doesn't feel like Jerry Jones has any loyalty to him. He hasn't really brought anything to the table. So that's the hottest seat. So I could see that being the most likely option with the Cowboys. The Chargers will be the best to me because Sean Payton will want that job, and he'd want the Dallas job too, but I think he definitely want that. Who wouldn't want to coach Justin Herbert, It's just that, they got Brandon Staley there. He's kind of a new coach. I think it will really be dependent on how they do this year. Like
I'll say this about Brandon.
And he could stink the bed. Like, it's not like it's not unlikely.
Bro, Brandon Staley made a lot of fucking decisions last season where I'm like,
what?
He has another fucking season like this.
But they did, like, personnel-wise, they did improve, though.
Oh, by far. But, like, they're a stacked team. Absolutely stacked. But if let's say the Chargers have another Chargers-like season, right? 7-9, 8, or whatever, 7-10, whatever the fuck new
that roster? Oh, come on.
In 7-10, and Brandon Staley still had made some decisions that just make you make the same face during games, bro, and you know that there's a chance that you could get Sean Payton, man, I don't care if Brandon Staley's 2 years into his contract, bro. I'm making that call.
Easy.
And you still got Justin Herbert on a rookie contract, and you got to maximize that before he get. If number 23, 24, 26, whatever his number is at this point, is worth $230 million guaranteed, what is Justin Herbert worth, bro? 300.
And it's easy. It's easy, like especially if Herbert has like if he grows into that, because he's running the Saints offense for the most part. So if he grows into that, and then Sean Payton can say, "Look, I wrote the Saints offense." You know what I'm saying? Like I designed the Saints offense, and I'm not Joe Lombardi. I'm like I can literally shape the offense around the talent of this quarterback. So it'll be an easy sales pitch. So it's like, man, like they'll give you the 3 picks. I don't know if they'll give it up, but that's who I'd be shooting for. But I think of the 3, the thirstiest will be the Dolphins.
I mean, they already showed it.
Exactly.
They was ready to pull the panties to the side.
To the side, man.
this off season, and you know what I would be doing, bro? If I was Mickey, you know what I'm doing, bro? I'm making like I'm a pimp, bro. I'm having my video editor. I'm having Alex cut up shit of like Sean's best moments, and I'm sending them out, bro. about to cuckold this motherfucker. Just like, yeah, watch that.
Mm.
You see that? You got that Lombardi. See all the vibes in the locker room. You just
players dancing with him. Just, I cut up all of the quotes of players just saying I love Sean Payton.
All of them, bro. And I'm just sending them out to the owners of the teams I know that's interested, because I'm trying to get that cachet up. If a team, and I think this is a dumb question, but let's say like none of the teams offer you three first round picks, like they are like, you know what, you're only getting 2. At that point, I still feel like as the Saints, right, as an organization, but again, they did a lot of the willing and the dealing that they did this offseason because they were looking at Sean Payton as a bird in the hand, or whatever that goddamn old ass phrase is. Would you take 2, or because the one thing you don't want to do is his contract to expire and then he could just go off willy nilly. I think if a team is just 2 is the max, I think you take 2 and you just go on.
Yeah, I think the most his leverage will be, his worth to be, is this year or after this season. So I think that's the top of his value. So I think, after this season, you see if after the season and only the highest value you can get is 2, I think that's the most you're going to get. Because after next season, I don't think his value increases that much, And then after that, you get nothing. So, and we know how the league is. They have no problem colluding and being like, look, let's just wait. I mean, owners don't care. Like, their money going to roll either way. So they have no problem playing the long game. You know what I'm saying?
None. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But I will say this. Part of me is ready just for it to just be fucking over. I just want it to be over. Like, trade him, cool. He made the Saints a legitimate football power in the NFL. He brought the city of New Orleans a fucking Super Bowl. Like, forever will have his place in Saints history as the top. But
right.
Also, run me my fucking money. Like,
run me, baby. Run it.
Please.
And I kind of just think it'll just be fun, you know.
Yes.
Seeing Sean Payton somewhere else, going through the stress, seeing other people go through the stress we went through. The dumb shit he used to do. Just see him do it to some other teams, bro.
Bro, could you imagine an important third down call? He does another tight end reverse, bro, and Dolphins Twitter or Chargers Twitter is like, "Are you fucking kidding me? There was 4 more yards."
And we just gonna be sitting back like, "Pah!" You too.
And don't let us the picks that the Saints get. Don't let us actually use them and use them on good players that hit.
Oh man,
no, bro.
I need it.
Yes,
it's important though, man. If they need to get that haul, because that literally can change the landscape for the Saints going forward. We're talking about quarterback. We don't know what the future of Jameis is going to be. We gave up picks in this past draft. That could retool that could put some value back in our crate. So I mean, it's important. You know what I'm saying? They just got to play it right. I hope they play it smart, bro. I hope they just don't be all willy-nilly with it and just be smart about how they play it. Play some chess.
Yeah, and I think it's something that if they need to slow play it, fucking slow play it.
And fuck all that loyalty shit. Fuck all that shit. Fuck that. I don't care where he plays,
Yeah, I don't need it. Give me the picks.
Right.
So it's that time. Let's talk about the NFL as a whole, hopscotching around the league. I almost said around, but I feel like that would be gimmick infringement, and I didn't want to infringe on our guys' podcast. So let's start with
at least they do it by AFC or the NFC. We doing the whole damn league.
Whole damn league, not whole damn league. Gonna keep it quick. 2, 3, 4 minutes tops. We don't have any timer, but let's just get into it. Start with the AFC East. Start with the team that a lot of people predict are going to be in the Super Bowl, Buffalo Bills. Thoughts on them as a team? They finished 11-6 last season. Heartbreaking loss in the divisional round to the Chiefs. Do they get over the hump? Because right now, the Chiefs are their, I don't know, their nemesis, right? They can't get over that hump. It seems like. Are they going to be in the Super Bowl? Represent the AFC?
I mean, it feels like it, doesn't it? But man, I don't know, man. I don't know. They are talented. I love Gabriel Davis.
Got Von Miller.
They just feel like one of those teams that'll disappoint, man. I think they will make the playoffs. I just have no doubt about that.
Absolutely. Yes.
But it just feels like a team that's going to disappoint because it's Super Bowl or bust for them, bro.
Pretty much. They're in the same position. I mean, it's different because Josh Allen is obviously a lot younger. He's a franchise. But when teams go all in, bro, we've seen it with the Saints in 19, 20.
Yeah.
I'll say this as a fan. Those seasons, even as people of us being emotionally disconnected from the team, those seasons suck.
Yeah.
Because even as fans, there's so much pressure and expectation that you put on your team because you know how good your team is. How it's we should be at least in the AFC championship game, NFC championship game, whatever. And at that point, it is what it is. Chips fall as they may.
Here's the catch. That just makes it worse.
It does.
Even if they get to the AFC championship and lose, that just makes it worse, bro. It's just you were right there. You were right there.
Championship game and lose to the Chiefs again, bro. I'm calling it right now on this goddamn podcast.
I mean, most likely that'll be the case. I mean, the Chiefs been in there every year since Black Patrick Mahomes been in there. So
goddamn, bro, that's a crazy fucking stat.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's insane.
So it's like, man, it's just something about the DNA I don't trust.
Bruh.
And maybe it's just something I can't shake for them being losers for so long. I don't know.
I don't know what it is about them, but I've had this feeling about them for like the last 3 seasons now. And I just haven't been able to, like, for me, they're a team that's like, I got to see it.
And,
like,
defensively, like, they still with like kind of that zone shit. I don't know, man. I just don't trust them defensively. Look, man, like, say what you want about Josh Allen, but that playoff game against the Chiefs, bro, I was just like, whoo, man. like that boy, say what you want about him, but he was out there like a dog. Now, tap into that.
What can people say about him now? Like, there's nothing to say about him now.
Like, if he could tap into that and be like consistent with that, that's a different story. But even after playing that game, I don't know if he could tap into that week after week.
They've made a lot of improvements. I would have to pull up their draft to see what I don't. They made a lot of improvements. Who did they draft? Oh, it was a cornerback from Miami, or cornerback, I believe. Yeah, in the first round. For them, I have to see it, man. I just have to see it. Like, they got to get over the hump. For me to truly, truly believe in them. Also, I think maybe another reason why I just don't buy all the way into them is most people love Buffalo Bills fans, and I just find them utterly obnoxious. They just annoy the shit out of me.
Buffalo just racist as hell to me, bro.
Well, that too. That
was before the mass shooting.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. But all the tools and pieces are there. You brought up a good point about them playing the zone coverage. Is Leslie Frazier still with the Bills? He might be. I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah.
I want to word this properly about them, because I never like calling anyone who plays in the NFL soft. You never call a player that plays in the NFL soft. But I do think that sometimes their defense, just in how it is constructed, plays soft because of the amount of zone that they play.
Right.
And for some teams that can work, but something I'm just can y'all just hit somebody, just obliterate them, right?
Right.
A big storyline for them is I just had his name, the cornerback from LSU that hurt.
Trevon White.
There you go. His health and where he is and his recovery is going to be a huge thing for them in the season up as well.
Huge. Huge.
Let's go real quick back to the whole one thing about Sean Payton thing. Can I just say that if he goes to the fucking Chargers and he gets to coach Justin Herbert, who is probably the next best coming as a quarterback prospect that there has been since Patrick Mahomes, and he didn't go up to trade Patrick Mahomes, how highly fucking annoyed I'd fucking be.
Yeah, man.
This man didn't move up a pick or two to secure Patrick Mahomes. We had to deal with Teddy Bridgewater, Taysom Hill, Trevor Siemian, and this man gets to go and coach Justin fucking Herbert, bro. I will lose it.
That's why when you told me that, bro, I was like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
I will lose it.
Because I'm sure he's like, yeah, man, this Justin Herbert kid's good. Bro.
Lose it, bro.
Out of my face, man. Just get out of my face.
Okay, let's go. Let's talk about the Patriots. Obviously, the big story here is Mac Jones, him coming in the season, his second year.
Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
I think Mac Jones is going to be fine. I think people. I think I will give us a pat on the back that we were probably the earliest people that I know that was on the Mac Jones.
Man, that was back when he was considered like a late first, second round pick. You know what I'm saying? We was like, nah, I take Mac Jones. Shoot. Oh, wow.
He was just an easy player to evaluate, man. Just a very easy player to evaluate. Again, we talked about this with Greg Cosell, just how he's a pocket passer, bro. People don't like pocket passers, man. They're not in vogue. But I feel like the construction of this Patriots roster is weird, bro. Like it's
they
let JC Jackson go. Like there's like no offensive coordinator, there's no defensive coordinator. Like what's going on?
I don't know. I don't get it. OC is vacant.
Training camp's about to start. Like, what's going on? Josh McDaniels is there. They went 10-7 last season with a rookie quarterback, which is impressive. Is an impressive thing to do. But are we seeing like the end of Bill Belichick? Bro? Like I don't know. It
feels like it. I mean, bro, right? Dude, damn near Biden age, man. It's like
it's false pressure, bro.
I mean, it's coming to an end, man. Like I just think it's coming in, but I do think they'll be good, man. Because the coaching is just too good, bro. Like, but I really do think you'll see some effects with Josh Daniels leaving. It's just like, man, the Patriots are so hard to predict because they always throw you for a loop. They've always been good, but a lot of that has been Josh McDaniels, man. He's been there so long. You know, he was out there one year when he was with the Broncos or whatever. Or 2 years or whatever. But it's like, I don't know how it's going to play out. But they got Ty Montgomery, and I appreciate them for that, man. You might catch 60 balls, bro. And I love it.
Cannot stand Ty Montgomery, bro.
Can't stand him, man. They got Devontae Parker. They got Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar.
It's a weird mismatch of like offensive players. They got Hunter Henry.
They got little Jordan Humphrey. I forgot about that.
Yes, they do. Something I will say though. I'm going to say this. It's something I would watch if I'm the Saints. This is the Saints podcast, so fuck the other teams. As we're talking about the other teams. But something I'm a Saints. If I'm watching, bro. You know what I'm doing, bro? When training camp starts, pulling up those Patriots observations from training camp. What is John Smith doing in training camp?
Yeah.
Good training camp? You have a bad training camp? Because I know he had a awful season with the Patriots. Just like to the Saints' benefit, bro. He had a ball just bounce off his head. And Malcolm Jenkins had a pick six of it. But like 2 years ago, he was like really fucking good with the Titans. Like kind of like appeared to be like the next kind of coming of like one of like the next great tight ends in the league of just his size and like it. And I don't know what it is about New England, but there are some players I feel when they get to New England, they do not have. I don't know if it's like the TV stream or whatever it is, bruh. They don't feel like they have that same burst to them like they did, bruh. When the running back from Georgia that they drafted, Sony Michel, got drafted by the Patriots. I was like, did they like take his juice away? Like this man was explosive as shit.
No, it is Georgia. Weird, yeah.
And it just didn't seem like he was the same player anymore. I don't know. It just could be something that I'm making up in my head, bro. But I like Mac Jones in finding the guy. They found the guy at the 15th pick in the draft, bro. Like that's hard. That is hard, but they did it. So they got that part of it fixed. The rest of it, I'm not so sure. They went 10-7 last year. I can see them going 9-8, 8-9. Like I wouldn't be shocked about that at all. But anyway, let's move over to the team we were talking about earlier. Let's move over to the Dolphins. Story of the Dolphins is Tua, bro.
Yeah, man.
Point blank period. Is he good? Is he not good?
That is it. He really doesn't have any excuse.
None. You got child abuser, Mike Gesicki, Cedric Wilson, who I liked in Dallas, an improved Teron Armstead, an improved offensive line on paper. You got Xavier Howard on defense, Byron Jones, Javon Holland, who I loved at Oregon, and he's just balling out for them.
Man, they even got Braylon Sanders. That was my little guy from the Senior Bowl.
Okay, and then they got our guy that we fucking loved last year, Jalen Phillips, bro. Like they got talent, but if you ain't got that guy under center, bro, like last year they went 9-8, and if Tua's not the guy, even with the upgrades that they may have made, that to me is potentially what their ceiling is. That's a team. Is a 9-8
exactly.
Team.
Yeah.
And for me as a football fan, like this is year 3. And if you don't see Tua and that he's taken improvements to at least being like, okay, like we know we got the dude. Like, yeah, it got bumpy the first 2 years, but like now we know we got the dude. Yeah, you gotta do that. You gotta have a conversation about, okay, what do we do? You gonna be stuck in quarterback purgatory or what?
Well, I mean, the thing with Tua is, it's like I could see a way for him to be successful, but he really has to develop in areas such as intelligence and just that quick release, man. Like he has to be kind of like Drew Brees, man. He has to be like just super smart, super accurate. But it's like he wants to play like a big arm quarterback, but he's not that.
He's not it, man. He's not it at all. So he's the story of the Dolphins. Point blank, period. The Jets. I think the Jets have improved, bro. Like they've improved in a lot of areas, but kind of similar to the Dolphins, bro. They got to figure out if Jack Wilson's good.
Well, at least, unlike the deal with Sam Darnold, like I think they did a good job of putting talent around him to where you can at least evaluate him.
Yes.
Last year it was hard to evaluate. This year, I'm not gonna say he doesn't have any excuse, but he has less than an excuse. They got some good players. They got Garrett Wilson for him. We got Corey Davis, Elijah Moore. He was a good player for him. He has some nice. Got a running back. He has a nice offense to work with, man. To at least look, he doesn't have to go to the AFC Championship or nothing, but just show a nice, improved offense, some big plays, touchdowns. He has the talent to do that now. So I mean, if he doesn't show it, then you got to get worried. You got to get worried. And look, he living his life off the field, bro. Like
living it, bro.
Living it. I respect it. That man was BYU, man. He said, "Man, I gotta live, bro." This shit, man. I gotta live, man. So I love it.
Even if the Jets don't have a winning record, which I don't think they will, if they can come out of the season thinking, knowing like, you know what, we got our fucking dude. Yeah. Like to me, that's a successful season. If the Dolphins come out thinking the same thing, but they don't have a good season, like I think they're in different areas of where they should be to me.
Right.
Go to the team that represented the AFC in the Super Bowl. Shout out to Joe Burrow. Cincinnati Bengals. they only went 10-7. That's the thing about the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, man.
You just got to get in. They went 10-7. 10-7. Went to the Super Bowl. They are and I don't want to feel like I'm stealing this from my guy Greg, but I agree with what he said is that they're a better team on paper.
Yeah.
Maybe you said it last season, but they may not go as far as they did last season.
Right. That's what it feels like, doesn't it?
It does.
Like, it just feels like they might win 12 or 13 games this year, but won't even make it to the AFC Championship.
I can see it, man.
That's the messed up part about sports, bro. Especially football.
It's so hard, man. It's so hard. Because a lot went right for them last season. A lot.
Crazy games.
And if you just think about going to going to the average, going to the average of things flipping and all that, you might not get as many lucky things that happen, but you got a stud quarterback. You said,
I just want to see him shine, man. I'm good.
That's it.
I just want to see Burrow shine, man. I want to see him dog it out and just excel and just be I would love to see him become MVP. I'd love to see him just have just a great season and just ball out. And then tax Mike Brown, man. Put that tax on his ass.
Can we just talk about how good Jamar Chase is?
It's crazy, bro.
He did things on the football field last season for a 21-year-old. Both you and I have seen some great rookie wide receivers come into the league and set it on fire, right? We've both seen it. But the way a 21-year-old was doing to grown veteran men who played in the league for a long time and are great at their position and made them look like they played in the FXL, bro. It was ridiculous. It was
crazy.
Absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, the scary, the super, if you're a secondary player in the league right now, you're just God damn, he only gonna get better.
Right.
That is terrifying if you play in the AFC North.
My favorite thing is it just goes to underscore don't you pay attention to training camp?
Thank you.
Because you remember the reports, bro. He wasn't catching nothing in training camp.
Thank you. Preseason.
It was why'd you take a wide receiver? You needed offensive line, which they did. They did need offensive line, but still,
it bit them in the end.
It bit them in the end, but at the same time, man, you got I'm not to call him a Hall of Famer, but that type of player. You got a type of player that you could see. If he could stay as consistent and all that stuff, that could be that type of player down the line.
I'm nah, bro. I've seen enough. As long as he don't get hurt, if he doesn't get hurt, to me, his talent is easily.
And then it's how? Because it's when I look at him, it's not like he got Tyreek Hill speed,
but I think fast. That's where people get. He doesn't have Tyreek Hill speed, but his size. Plus, he runs a low 4.3 or something ridiculous like that.
Right.
He's a bigger version. Essentially, he's a bigger version of what Tyreek Hill can do speed wise. Not as fast, but close to. And you're bigger,
and he attacks the ball and all that. It's just man.
I think about that Raven slant play all the time, bro. We've seen a lot
running away from the secondary. It's Lord.
We've seen a lot of football in our lives, bro. But there's certain players and certain plays that we just see and we just
this is a
dog, certified dog. So fans, we're only doing the AFC. we'll do the NFC
next. It's
impossible, bro. I try to keep it concise. We also will do the mailbag, so we'll have a good hearty discussion next week. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oof.
Got,
So
got the big Mitch energy.
Big Mitch, baby.
Big Mitch. You got my dude, Kenny Pickett.
Did you hear anything about Kenny Pickett in like minicamp? Because I don't think they played him a lot. Because you know how the Steelers are.
So only thing I know is that, and again, it's like you said, the Steelers way. He wasn't in the first team at all. I don't even think he was even in the second team. Maybe he was only like third string the entire mini camp. So
yeah, that kind of says a lot, right there. Not about him, but about just the way they're approaching the whole thing.
Yep. Yes. They don't seem in a rush to rush him along. If you ask me right now, I don't think he doesn't start week 1 unless he just blows up training camp and preseason.
Which he could.
He could, man.
Like,
he could.
In comparison to Mitch Trubisky, like, man, I've watched enough Mitch Trubisky. Like, they've played enough Monday Night Football game with the Bears. Like, he's not good. He's not a good player.
Can I get his agent, though? Because whoever his agent is had him hyped before a free agency, bro. Like,
man, I don't get it.
And I get everyone carries water for like these agents in the NFL, bro. But I was like, Tom Pelissero, Ian, everyone was like, oh, exciting name on blah blah blah. It could be Mr. Trubisky.
It's like, what are you talking about?
He had a year in Buffalo where he like quote unquote got rehabilitated, and now he just is certainly like cured of all his sins. Stop it! Stop! Please stop.
And look, man, look, he's a physical talent. He's a big kid. He can run. That's about all I gotta say. I don't really have much else to say behind that. Like, he's a big kid. He can run. He can give you a accurate down the field pass 1 out of 10 times a game. So I think like it's Taysom Hill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's shit. I mean, even Taysom Hill gives you a little more consistency, man. It's like I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how long you could go with that.
If Mitch don't work out at quarterback, which spoiler alert, he probably won't. And he put him in Taysom's role, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Let
him fucking be Taysom. Like, that's what I would do.
Or at least like design the run game around him. Like, let him run. Because I remember his rookie year, he came to the Dome. And he had a pretty good game against the Saints defense because he was using his legs. He was doing his thing.
Right.
And I think that's the best Mitch Trubisky you can get. Like, just let him use his legs, let him scramble, do some design runs, have some, 1-2 read plays. You can throw the ball downfield. And I think you'll be fine, especially if their defense. But their defense, like, man, it ain't the Steelers of old, bro. Their defense not what it used to be, man. I mean, I love, Cam Hayward. He's been a dog for years now, and TJ Watt is a dog, super dog. But outside of that, man, it's your boy in the secondary, was Fitzpatrick, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Okay, yeah, but like, we could talk a big reason, not a huge reason, but this is why. And I wouldn't even say it was a miss. It just could have been like an injury that like killed his momentum. But like they traded up to like top to the 10th pick or whatever to draft Devin Bush, and he was coming along. He was kind of looking like the next great Steelers linebacker.
Yeah,
gets that injury, and he just ain't the same dude no more, man.
Man, remember, like, he was gonna be something, man.
It's gonna be good, man.
I forgot about him, man. It's like, what happened?
He essentially got benched last season.
That's crazy.
And like, besides Minkah Fitzpatrick, man, like who is the Steelers secondary? Like Terrell Edmonds, like they went 9-7 last year, and Mike Tomlin is always coaches his ass off, man. He's an amazing head coach, but I don't know. I don't know about this either, man. I don't know.
No, man, like You got to do more for me than Mr. Trubisky, bro. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I give Mitch about 3 games max.
Max, we did this story before. Like, we know how this plays out.
I already know the ending, bro. Oh, let's talk about this fucking team. What do you want to say about the Browns, bro? What do you want to say about that?
You know, they went from, from being a lovable loser to one of those teams that, that I think most NFL fans will be like, oh, man, if they win a Super Bowl, I'd be cool with that,
Right?
Yeah, just like, hey, now, I want them to lose. Like,
lose.
I want them to lose.
Bro.
I just want them to lose. Everything bad that happens to them that's bad, I like it. I smile. I just feel like they had that meeting with the devil, bro. The Crossroads demons from Supernatural. It's just like you gotta give up something. You gotta give up your soul, man. It's like I don't like it, man. It's just a dark place they're in. And we'll see how it plays out. Nobody knows what kind of suspension Deshaun Watson is going to get.
Bro. Like
Nobody knows.
Maybe because part of me was like, well, maybe they don't want to drop it in the dead bit of the NFL because then it's just going to be top story and everyone's going to talk about it for like weeks upon weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, are they trying to wait till like training camp? Like I don't know, man. I have no idea what the weight is. They finished 8-9 last season, assuming Deshaun Watson misses 6 to 8 games, whatever. Then you got 6 to 8 games. You're starting Jacoby Brissett. You got Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Like you got Nick Chubb. A decent to good offensive line if everyone's healthy. Defensively, obviously got Myles Garrett. You got Clowney. Got our dude that we both loved last year in the draft, Jeremiah Musokoa, what have you.
Yeah. Like
they have talent, then they have talent to compete in the AFC North, if everyone's playing. But like, no, man. And then part of me is kind of like, well, man, even if they can go like lose all 17 games, then their pick is going to the Texans, who probably enabled the fucking behavior, having people sign NDAs, bro. It just feels just nasty. It's absolutely fucking nasty, man. Oh, I don't want to talk about that team anymore. Let's go on. Let's finish out the AFC North with the Baltimore Ravens.
Man, like we talked about it earlier, bro. Like Lamar Jackson, such a fascinating. Been saying it for years now. Fascinating contract extension,
Lamar won $250 million guaranteed. You paying it to
him? No, I'm not doing it. But that said, he's earned it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have no qualms with him wanting that because dude was MVP, man, like Pro Bowls, All Pro, you name it. He put the numbers up. Not passing numbers, but like he's the greatest running quarterback of all time, killing Mike Vick. Like he's what Mike Vick wanted to be.
Yes.
Like the dude is a beast. But that said, it's just like there are just questions with his passing game. And it's just unfortunate because the Ravens hadn't done much to really help from the passing game situation. So it's kind of like everybody's going to give him the pass. Like, man, look what he's been throwing to. But you could just watch the games, man. Some of his throws on point, and then some is just like, man, he just doesn't look like a natural thrower, man. And I hate to say it about him because
don't say it too much, bro. Patrick might listen to this. Claybon might come at you, bro.
Claybon gonna come at me, man. And I don't want to see it. I don't want to. I don't want to see this, But that said, though, like I might balk at like $250 million or whatever, but. I mean, they should pay the guy. Like, pay the guy. He's worth throwing the next, for the next 2 years, paying him $45 million or whatever.
Oh, easily.
You pay him $45 million. Look, He might not be, he's going to win games for you, bro. But you got to build that team around him and understand what he is. You know, he's not Drew Brees. He's not going to pick apart a team in the passing game. That's just not his skill set. You know that. Like, you know that when you drafted him. You know? So it's just like you lean into what he is. He's not going to play until his 40s. He's going to get beat up. His legs going to wear out. You know, he might go the route of Cam Newton where his body just breaks down once he get into his 30s. But
man, he's not even, the scary thing is, like, he's not even built like Cam. Cam was like a
that's the thing.
Bro.
Like, that's even worse. Like, Cam was built like a fucking, you know, Asgardian. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, so, you know, you just got to lean on it and just get how far you can get. Because he is a weapon, bro. Like, ain't no question about it. Like, he is dangerous and scares the shit out of every defense.
Every defense.
So, I mean, I would just lean on that, man. And it's just one of those weird situations, though.
It is, man. I will say this about the Ravens, Lamar aside, is I think defensively they have a defense that can contend for a top 5 defense in the league.
I agree. Especially when healthy.
Bro. They second, like, I know Saints fans, obviously, you know, we get to talk about secondary and kind of, you know, stick our chest out about how good it is, but Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Williams, Kyle Hamilton. I'm forgetting. I'm
Jimmy Smith still
Jimmy Smith in the league, bro. We already had this conversation on the podcast. He's still out there.
Jimmy Smith still there, man. He got drafted Patrick Robinson draft?
It's a long ass time ago. Was he from Colorado? Shit, he was at Colorado, man. Yep. That's when you know you were drafting it, bro. Love their secondary. You know, it's funny because, like, I feel like the Ravens defense and the Saints defense are mirror images of each other.
Yeah. Back to front.
Not so much as linebackers, because the Saints obviously have better linebackers, but the big,
which is crazy to even say,
is it's outrageous. But the biggest difference between both teams is, so not difference, but the most similar thing about both teams is like pass rush, right?
Yeah.
Because the Ravens, like, they still need some oomph in their pass rush, and like the Saints is like, what kind of pass rush are they going to get from players? I think this defense, much like the Saints of recent times, has enough to carry this team far, like to get them to the playoff. They went 8-9 last season. Lamar missed games. I think they can win in easy 10 games, 11 games. I think they make the playoffs. But it all comes back to Lamar. Like, and I'm not one of those people who are like, well, what you do in the playoffs, and that's your legacy. But like, sometimes it's like something to it a little bit, bro. Like a little bit. And like when Lamar's got into the playoffs, bro, it has not looked good. It hasn't looked good.
Oh, no, man. What makes it bad is everybody takes the same approach to the playoffs. It's like, make him throw. Yep. And that's just not what you want to hear with your quarterback. It's like, make your quarterback throw. It's like,
okay.
We remember when the Panthers tried that. With
I was just about to bring it up.
Like, let's just put the ball in Drew Brees' hand. It's like, okay.
And this was like Drew's last like hurrah, bro. Drew was like, all right, bet. Oh, what a great game that was for Drew, bro. Okay, 2 more divisions. Let's get through them. AFC South, Tennessee Titans.
Man, it's very mad, bro. The Titans going back to the Titans, man.
It's so quick, bro. They went back so quick.
They've had some bad drafts, dude. Like, really bad drafts. Like, first-round picks. And who did they take? They took Treylon Burke. We've seen reports this season. Just exactly what we thought.
Bro, training camp coming up real soon. And you know what happened first day of training camp, bro? You gotta do that. You gotta do the fitness exercise test.
You gotta do the up downs and all that.
Right. Didn't Andres Pete fail it when he was in the Saints when he got
did, man. Out there running. No shirt on. Look.
No, Trayvon, go past that bitch. Don't go past, bro.
Like, I hope so, bro.
I do, bro. It's also still a little funny as hell. But they have Ryan Tannehill, who is fine. I think he's kind of fallen back to like where he probably more is in the NFL.
That Dalton scale, you know.
Yeah, like a little over it.
Yeah, a little over it. Just saying, like, oh, okay.
But then you got Derrick Henry. He's getting a little older. He got the foot surgery. You traded A.J. Brown. You brought in Treylon Burks. Now, defensively, Mike Vrabel always does somehow well defensively. He's just a defensive dude. It doesn't really matter who he's been able to put out a defense that is annoying since he's been.
Yeah.
And I'll give him that. They went 12-5 last season, bro,
that's crazy.
And they were like the number one seed. They were the number one seed in the AFC. Went 12-5. Bro, I could see them being in like 8 games this season.
Easily.
I think it could take a step back in Tennessee. And then let's not forget, things start looking bad for a while. They got a 3rd round pick by Malik Willis just sitting out there.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
Need to see it, bro. Need to see it. I don't know. I think I would assume Ryan Tannehill plays decently enough to potentially, if nothing happens. But
I agree.
I don't know, bro. Preseason training camp, we get out there, bro. You just slinging that thing around. We were just talking about Lamar, right? And Malik isn't Lamar as a runner anywhere close to it, but he is a far advanced thrower than Lamar. And that can take you far. Like I don't know why he fell to the 3rd round. I think the NFL's done. I guess I'll wait and see. But I think as a team, that was a very wise thing for them to do. I agree. Take that flyer on him in the 3rd. Let's go to the Colts. Everyone's on the Colts. Got Matt Ryan, got Jonathan Taylor.
I like it.
Got Michael Pittman Jr. They drafted fucking the wide receiver that saved all of old boys balls from Cincinnati. Desmond Ritter.
Yeah.
Can't even think of the wide receiver's name right now. Alec something. Pierce. There you go. Sorry. Told you. Football things completely all went from my mind. Got Alec Pierce in the 2nd round. Got a great offensive line. Defense. It is set up for them to run the AFC South, bro.
It should, man.
Set up.
They should win the NFC South. AFC. And look, man, look. Saints fans, we've said everything you could possibly say about Matt Ryan. But he's out the division now, and we all can admit he's a good quarterback, man. Like, you protect him, and you got to highlight that word. Like, protect him.
Protect him and give him a run game.
And give him a run game? Like, the dude will bring you as far as you can go. I mean, he is a good quarterback. No, he's not a strong arm quarterback, but he puts the ball where it needs to be. He's smart. He's, pretty tough. He's going to command that offense. He's going to command it from the top down. So I think that alone would bring them far. Like, it's more than they've had in a long time. But beyond that, like, it's a good roster, man. Like, it's a good, solid roster in a weak division. Like, I would easily pencil them in as winning the division. Easily.
I think
Titans may give them a little help.
But I think you got to pencil them in. I really do.
Yeah.
Now, I won't say like this. I feel like the Colts and the Bills do the same thing to fucking people every season, bro.
Yep. Every year.
They put this little fairy dust on them all. And don't sleep on the Bills. Don't sleep on the Colts. It's their year. It's their season. And it never ends. and I think the Colts will have a good season. I think Jonathan Taylor may finish second in MVP voting. Stud. Should have been a second, but whatever. And so for sure, I think they're for sure a playoff team. Anything of note you want to say about the Texans?
No,
I don't think so. I will say this: I am interested to see Davis Mills. That's right. That's how I'll touch on with football, bro. His progress. And,
I am too.
And to see if Derek Stingley can recapture how good he was in college.
That's very fascinating. I'm glad you brought that up. That's very fascinating.
Because what was that? His freshman year? His freshman year at LSU, he had some of the best cornerback tape I've ever seen.
His talent is good enough to do what Marshawn Lattimore did for the Saints his rookie year. Like he could change the whole defense for the Texans and like have them good. Like he's that talented.
He is, man. He is. And if he's healthy,
but it could also go the other way.
It could. He won me $150 by getting drafted, so thank you, Texans. But
sure did.
Also thank you, Tony Pauline. But yeah, it could get real bad. But that's something I'm gonna, because he gonna get the best. Like if you get drafted 3rd overall, you get matched up on the best wide receiver. You have to. Yep. You have to. So those are the things that interest me. But other than that, Davis Mills is interesting, bro. Like all the rookie quarterbacks that played last year, like there was some stints that Davis Mills was out there cooking with Brandon Cooks.
Man, every time I watched, I was like, man, who is this guy? And when you look at his pedigree, it makes sense. He just didn't get enough, a lot of shots at it. So it's like.
And I remember right before the draft last season, people were tying Kyle Trask and David Mills to the Saints.
Yeah,
I watched a couple of Davis Mills games at Stanford, 2 or 3 games on the TV, and I was like he's good. Like
I remember
good, bro. I was like the ball got out quick. It was accurate. It was like I was like, okay, all right. He gets drafted. He got drafted, what, 2nd round? I don't know. He got drafted wherever he got drafted. And so it'll be interesting to see how his career goes. Let's talk about the Jags, man. Speaking of quarterbacks, I'll just gonna be happy to see Trevor Lawrence with a good offensive-minded coach in the NFL who's not a walking buffoon trying to finger girls in a club through her jeans.
That's it.
Bro, that's it.
Pissed off.
Pissed off, Angela. The talent he came into the NFL with as a prospect on the tier of Andrew Luck. Even though I thought Andrew Luck was over prospect. Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning. Except unlike the other two, like he can like move and like move. You would hope that his ceiling is that of like Justin Herbert, but I think that's going to be a hard maybe level for him to reach. But Jags won 3 games last season, man. I think that they've made enough changes around them to just with just coaching itself, bro. I can see them winning 6 games. They should win 6 games
easily. Because I've looked at like Trevor Lawrence's good plays, and there were some really good plays, bro.
Yes.
Like he is that. He's still that dude, man. He still has that talent.
You had to shift to him, bro.
And I know he just went through it, bro. Because like that dude been winning since like middle school, man. Like. So to go into that situation with like such a dysfunction at head coach and OC and everything else, I know that was just wild for him, and he kept his composure. He never wilded out or nothing like that. So I think he should be successful, man. I'm looking at his tight ends. I'm like, damn, I'm kind of jealous. I'm like, Evan Ingram, I know you don't like Evan Ingram, but Evan Ingram, Dan Arnold, Chris Manhurst, baby.
Oh, Saints legend.
Yeah, Garrett Prince, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, he has some wide receivers. Like,
something I wish the Saints would do, though, and maybe you could say, like, oh, is there going to really be room for him? And I guess probably not, because I guess we're kind of at capacity, which is extremely weird to say, but I would still take a flyer on Laviska Shenault if they wanted to get rid of him.
Oh, yeah.
I will still take a flyer on him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's talented.
But, yeah, they got Marvin Jones. They went out and signed Christian Kirk. They brought up tight ends. And I think a big story for the Jags, and I know our guy, John Shipley, was not a fan of the pick at all. But the early reports coming back from like mini camp and OTAs of Travis Etienne being healthy, just looking very explosive. I love watching him at Clemson, bro. Love watching him as a player. He he reminded me of like a faster straight line version of AK.
Yeah.
So then he got.
It's funny. It's funny you said, because like I wasn't even mad. Like people were freaking out when Urban Meyer had him lined up at wide receiver.
I never understood I never understood why people were like, of all the things to be upset at Urban Meyer about, that was not one of them to me.
I just didn't understand. Like, why y'all like this makes 100% sense? Like,
it does.
Yes, get him snaps in the slot. Like it did.
It made a lot of sense.
So hopefully that works out for them.
It does. I mean, they're one of the teams like just when red zone's on or whatever. If I have Sunday ticket, like I want to watch some Jags games, man. Like I want to see how they play. All right, let's finish it up with the AFC and then get out of here. Kansas City, man. Things different in Kansas City, bro.
Things a little different.
Things different. You got still got your gunslinger. Out goes child abuser. You bring in Valdez Scantling. They drafted Sky Moore. Still got Travis Kelce. I think a big thing for them is their offensive line is like good now. Like that's not a worry for them that they have to worry about. However, and we talk about like misses and things like that on draft picks and how that can sometimes not derail your. Some of them derail your team, but like those are the Saints podcast. But that Clyde Edwards-Helaire trick, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, I take my L with them because I liked him a lot. I liked him a lot as a prospect, but no, that was a failure.
It's not. They could have drafted Jonathan Taylor instead, bro. Could you imagine if Jonathan Taylor?
It just seemed like Clyde Edwards-Helaire just felt like an Andy Reid running back, and it just didn't work. Like I don't even understand why it didn't work. It just didn't. It hasn't worked at all. I forgot they got Juju Smith-Schuster as well. Yeah.
So
it's weird. Is they got like a Drew Brees offense? Like I don't know. It's like weird. It's like I want to see how this
has
works.
like a specific skill set.
Exactly. Exactly.
Juju's possession, MBS, and Sky Moore can go deep. Travis Kelce, intermediate.
You still got Josh Gordon?
Yes, for whatever fucking reason. Why, I don't fucking know. They went 12-5 last year, which also is very annoying because I remember, the Chiefs are broken. The Chiefs are falling. They still made the AFC Championship game last year and almost fucking won the AFC Championship game.
Man.
Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't understand it. Like, what are we doing? And like the Chiefs, I think, are a perfect example. I kind of brought up the Bills, but the Chiefs even more so, bro. Like I get it would probably be fun being a Chiefs fan right now, but it also fucking suck, right?
Yes.
Like every year in the season, you going in thinking we got to win a Super Bowl. Got to win a Super Bowl. We're the Chiefs. We got Patrick Mahomes. We got to win a Super Bowl. Like that's yes, it's great having a stud quarterback, but that's also like a gross position to be in, especially if you don't win it all.
Yeah. And it's gonna be like that, like literally for the next, 15 years. And more often than not, they won't win the Super Bowl those years,
which is crazy. Like defensively, I still think there's a lot of questions defensively. Frank Clark was a piece of shit. Like his thing was weird, but they bought him. They didn't end up cutting him, but I think maybe he took a reduced contract. Can they? Whoever thought it was a good idea to put Chris Jones on the edge or the moving around they did with him last season?
Stupid. That was the dumbest shit.
Stop. Dumb. Oh, who's on Nick Bolton? They drafted Nick Bolton from Missouri last year, and I couldn't stand him as a prospect either. But he had a decent season. They got Justin Reed in to replace Tyrann Mathieu. This is a team that will probably end up at least in the divisional round of the playoffs, man. I know it seems like I know a lot of things have gone out, whatever. They win, bro. They win. I think as much as a Patrick Mahomes fan as I am, he does have to play better. He played very loose. Like some of his interceptions last year were not on him. They were like drops that led to INTs, but he overall does have to play better and get back to the level he was at when he kind of first was starting. But that has to be fixed. Let's get to the Raiders. They went 10-7 last year. You bring in Devontae Adams. You bring in Josh McDaniels. You got to win.
Man.
You got to win. 10-7, and you brought in the best wide receiver in football. You got to win. And obviously, the AFC West is a slaughterhouse. It's not going to be easy. But they gotta figure it out. Like they didn't have a first round pick. They used that to get Devontae Adams. So you got Devontae Adams. You have Hunter Renfrow, who they gave a contract extension. You got Darren Waller. You got Josh Jacobs, who they didn't pick up his fifth-year option. Offensive line still very. Speaking of bad picks, you know who the Raiders picked in the draft that didn't work out for them?
What's his name?
A lineman by the name of Alex fucking Leatherwood.
Leatherwood, baby.
Tried him at tackle.
Best names in NFL.
NFL, bro. Tried him at tackle, sucked at tackle, moved him into the inside the guard, sucks at guard. Would I be shocked if he didn't even make the team? Nope. And I about the Saints, sucking fallacy costs when the player is bad. You just got to know when to cut your losses, but I digress. But what are your thoughts on the Raiders?
Man, as much as I'm not like a huge Derek Carr fan, if I wanted to bet on a dark horse to win the MVP, he'd be one of them, bro. I throw a little money. I throw 100. Not that I think it's likely, but that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? I think,
right.
That'll be something very few people will bet on. And you could bring in a haul on, man, because if he does have a great 46 touchdown type season, he'd win it by a long shot, bro. In Vegas, come on now, easy.
Yeah.
Will it happen? I doubt it, but it will be interesting.
Are the Raiders a playoff team to you?
I do. I think so.
Yeah.
Man. They offensively, I think they're talented enough. I think Derek Carr has shown mentally he's to the point where he elevates a team. And defensively, I mean, they're good, man. I don't think they're going to be a great defense, but it's probably going to be the best Raiders defense in my memory.
You got Max Crosby. They got Chandler Jones.
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
The the talent's there, man. The talent's there. I live 4 hours away from Vegas. We're going to see them play. That's the game we're going to, man. We're going to see them play against the Saints.
Yeah, buddy.
So that'll be and I will say, I want to say this about Josh McDaniels. I know he kind of flamed out in Denver, but because he was the head coach, he was always also like the GM. He got power. In the Raiders, that's not so much the situation. I also feel like just as an offensive coordinator, man, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great offensive coordinator. He did great jobs at creating mismatches and things like that. I think the Raiders offense is going to be good. And I also think that they're going to make the playoffs. Talked about this team a lot earlier at the beginning of the podcast episode. LA Chargers. One of the most stacked teams in the NFL.
Easy.
You have Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. Defensively, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson. Like, bruh.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have as much pressure as them on them as like the Buffalo Bills because they need to make the playoffs.
Right.
But they need to make the playoffs. Like, if they don't make the playoffs, it's like, what's wrong? What's the problem?
They don't make the playoffs. They making that call to Sean, bro.
They making that call to Sean, baby. It's like, what is the problem here? A lot of Chargers fans and a lot of people, media, they went in about Joe Lombardi, man. They like, man, they felt like he kind of neutered Justin Herbert a little bit. So we'll see. It's weird. I don't know why Joe Lombardi just hadn't translated as an OC. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't know why, because he wasn't OC for the Saints either. Like, it's like,
right. Maybe that's why.
And I also think it's like people confuse Sean Payton's playbook. Like, it's not the playbook. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You had Drew Brees. And they created things week to week, So it's not like just taking a playbook. Because it's just West Coast offense. With some Don Coryell stuff thrown in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not it is complicated, but it's not like something crazy. Like John Gruden ran a very similar offense. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something crazy. So I'm interested to see how this Joe Lombardi story goes, because like you got somebody as talented as Justin Herbert, who's like arguably right up there with Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen as far as just talent.
Yep.
Like you can't make that work, bro. Like something wrong with you. It's not nobody else. It's your problem. Yeah. You already failed with Stafford, who we already shown is like a super talented quarterback. you can't make it work with Justin Herbert, bro. Like you gotta go.
You gotta go. Do the Chargers make the playoffs?
Yeah. So you got the Raiders and the Chargers.
And the Chiefs making the playoffs?
And the Chiefs?
All three?
Hey. Boy, that's a division. And then we about to get to the next team.
Last team, bro. I don't think the Chargers make the playoffs. I'm putting it out there on the spot, bro. They make it, bro.
That would be reality.
It would be very Chargers like. That's why I'm saying it. Like they'll go 8-9 or 7-10. Let's talk about these Denver Broncos. Got Russ. They brought back Melvin Gordon, running back. Vontae Williams.
Patrick, Courtland Sutton.
Yeah. Tim Patrick, Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy.
KJ Hamler.
That offensive line, is it good though?
Same old story for Russ.
Russ might feel like he's back in Seattle all over again, bro. And then they just have a very stacked defense too.
Who Bradley Chubb is, man? What is Bradley Chubb? What is he?
He's a lesser version of Marcus Davenport, and he was drafted 4th overall. Injuries and inconsistency, even like worse than Marcus Davenport. Like that's telling, bro. That is telling. And if I'm not pulling up the draft, but if you guys go back to that draft of who they picked Bradley Chubb over like some players they could have picked. It's like, ooh, whoops.
They got a secondary though. That secondary is a beast.
Patrick Surtain, Ronald Darby, Justin Simmons, Kareem Jackson, and then we'll see what happens. But like I believe he might be injured. But like they signed Randy Gregory as a free agent.
Yeah.
So the defense, and they drafted Nick Bonito from Oklahoma in the draft. And draft Twitter was high on him. But at the end of the day, bro, like they got Russ. You get Russ, like to me, you need to make the playoffs. Oh, I forgot they drafted our guy, bro.
Greg Dawson, man.
Yeah, man. Looking at it right now.
Tier.
Man. But let's look at this offensive line. Garrett Bowles, Dalton Reisner, Lloyd Cushenberry, Grant Glasgow, Billy Turner. Oh boy!
I don't know, man.
Oh boy!
Then big question is, it was Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, that's been when Greg Rosenthal. He's been kind of down on Russell Wilson, last 2 years, year and a half. Like, you could blame, was it the OC? Was it Pete Carroll? Was it just getting stale in Seattle? Was it him? I got questions too. I still think he that dog. I still think he's that guy. But I'm open. I'm open to it. I'm not closed off to it. I'm open to, him not being that guy anymore. But I think with this talent, he could produce. I don't know if they could produce this year, though. I don't know.
I mean, you got 3 teams in the AFC West making the playoffs, bro. Someone can't make it.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody can't make it. Like, they could be a good team and only win, 8 games.
Yeah, I mean, I think Greg Rosenthal kind of hit it on the head by saying they have the biggest variance of any team in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Because I can see them winning 7 games. I can see them winning 11 or 12 games. Neither would surprise me. That AFC West test. AFC West is tough.
Bloodbath.
Like that make me want to get that Apple.
Oh, you getting the Sunday ticket, bro?
I want that Sunday ticket just to watch the AFC West, boy. That's some good football, bro.
So try to do it. Realized we couldn't do it. Couldn't get through all NFL even as quickly as we tried to do it. It's just not possible. We tried and we failed. For next time. But we went over all the AFC teams. Next week, I want to also come back and do the NFC, go through the NFC teams, and then we'll also try to do the mailbag at the beginning. But we hope that doing that exercise kind of got the football juices going again.
Yeah.
So they're like, we had to like look up players, like who they draft, it was good to do that because. For training cap is like when do the Saints rookies report? I know it came
26th, I think. Oh, the 22nd or the 26th, something like that.
Yeah, like that's I'm pulling it up right now. It's yes. But we wanted to, so they report on the 19th.
Oh, Shit.
Yeah, the rookies report on the 19th and the vets report on the 26th. The first day of practice is the 27th.
Mm.
That is the day. That is the day we fly to Hawaii. Bye, Saints.
It'll be there.
About to be Eddie Murphy at the end of Trading Places, bruh. Looking great. just enjoy him, bruh. So we for sure need to do like an episode before I'm going for the next 4 days.
Yeah, we're gonna do the NFC next week.
We'll do the NFC next week, and then we'll also do an episode either the Monday or the Tuesday before, because I leave on the day the day of first training camp. I leave and I'll be in Hawaii. So sorry, I'm not. Football will not be on my brain. Sorry.
No,
sir. But thank you for going along with that for us. We appreciate you. We understand it's probably our longest episode we recorded. It was not intentional, but it was good football information. So we do hope that you listen to all of it. Again, recapping, if you're wanting to be in the last league, Saints Twitter Football Podcast League, we're going to be doing it on Sleeper. There should be about, I believe when I counted, there's like 4 to 5, maybe. Yeah, I think 5 is like the max number of spaces that are still open. You have to be an active Patreon. So when this goes up and you listen to it, you can send me, you can send us a DM. You can message us on Twitter, on Instagram. Doesn't matter. Just reach out to us and confirm that you're a Patreon. We'll confirm that you're a Patreon. And as long as that's confirmed, then you'll get in the league. And that's pretty much it. So the NFL machine will be full steam ahead very, very soon. But we appreciate y'all being on us with this ride as it is picking up steam. So with that, we're going to get out of here. With that, we're out.
Peace.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.